Suggesting that, all you're suggesting is that the county will just do the whole thing and approve all change orders,
No,
but
that's not what I'm
it's consultation.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, okay.
That's not what we're suggesting at all. I
Okay.
think from what Kelly said, we're wanting the same thing.
Right.
They want the lowest responsible bidder for any change order, any construction projects, any furniture. We're wanting the same thing.
Right. And Section 5 is only addressing the change order,
The
as far
only
as the
problem I
selection.
have is the solely part. I'm just
Okay.
asking, and I think that's what Kelly said, she's in conjunction.
With the county.
They don't want the county to do it by themselves, and we don't want the alliance to do it by themselves. That's all we're
She just
saying.
wanted to be a joint decision.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Mr. Counsel.
And I don't see a problem.
And if they are agreeable to just change that language to it being a joint decision, y'all just okay with moving forward with it then?
Okay, the chair recognizes Commissioner Counsel.
It seems to me that we just take the word solely out. And if that occurs, then we're all on the same page, since we want the same thing.
Okay, is that
And
in
that
item
does not-
5 and 6?
That does not seem that complicated to me.
Well, I think, and I agree with you, I think the solely need to come out, but I think you have to add the other words in conjunction with the county. Because, and I think we're saying the same thing. I think she has agreed that we're kind of saying the same thing. So,
Yes, and I would just add, again, with the furniture, we hope that we can pick and choose the furniture that we have in all our buildings.
so come back very first.
Okay, any further discussion? Will you read the motion one more time, Madam Clerk?
I'm sorry.
Table the construction agreement or the agreement for leasehold improvements until the February 1st meeting.
That's it? Okay. All right, you ready to vote? All in favor?
Voting in favor, Commissioners, we are unanimous. I'm sorry, voting in favor, could I see your hands again? Commissioners Keefe, Edge, Adams, Chairman Faircloth, Commissioner Council, and Lancaster. Voting in opposition, Commissioner Evans.
Okay, motion passed. Thank you,
Thank
Kelly.
you.
Get this straightened out.
Item number 7 is consideration of reconstitution of the Cumberland County Workforce Development Board. Commissioners, you have some information in your materials. We have a letter that has been sent to us from the chairman of the Workforce Development Board, Mr. David McCune. Under the provisions of the Federal Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, there are some changes in the composition of the membership of the board. Basically, the board members must be comprised from 3 areas: representatives of business, representatives of workforce and economic development, and representatives of education and training. The recommended action this evening is basically 3 parts. First of all, to recategorize some current Workforce Development Board members with their terms to remain the same. The second action would be to remove the Brenda Jackson from the Workforce Development Public Sector category. That category is no longer available. However, there is value in having Ms. Jackson a part of that board, and so there has been continued discussion about Ms. Jackson continuing to be involved, just not in an appointed position. Ms. Jackson is in agreement with this. The third area is to nominate new board members to the Workforce Development Board for 3-year terms, and you have a listing. And at this time, if you have any questions, Mr. David McCune is here, and also our Workforce Development Director, Mr. James Lott.
Are there questions for either Mr. McCune or Mr. Lott?
I could just ask the county manager, are these 3-year, you can do 3 terms? Because I see up here it says 3rd term, so normally we have people who do 2 terms, so this one is a little bit different and you can do 3 terms? Well, that says 3rd term. I was just looking, like Richard Everett, it says 3rd term, and somebody
The
else says 3rd term.
board waived its rules of procedure to appoint them to a 3rd term.
This board or their?
The Workforce Development Board.
Oh. So what's the rule, I guess?
2 consecutive terms.
I got you. Thank you.
Any other questions? David, I'd like to recognize you guys. Thank y'all for coming. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to consider this.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion for number 1 is to approve the existing, I guess, the existing board members that are up for renewal for their current terms.
Okay, just number 1. Is there a
Number
second?
one.
Is there a
Second.
second? Okay. Moved and seconded. Discussion. All in favor?
Unanimous.
Okay. Okay, what about number 2?
I move that we approve number 2, which was to remove Brenda Jackson from the Workforce Development Public Sector category, as that category is no longer supported by the WIA Section 107 subsection B, and that Ms. Jackson, with all her other duties, will continue to be involved with the workforce development. I don't know, it just says just not in that appointed position, so with some position, I guess, that we,
Second.
that everybody's kind of smiling at that.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Unanimous.
Okay, board, what is your pleasure as to number 3?
As that came from the Workforce Development Board, I would nominate the new members as set forth by the Workforce Development Board in the WIAO Section 107B categories for third-year terms.
Okay, these are nominations,
For new spots.
so they actually don't require a second, I suppose. I mean, I got a question for David. David, do we need to approve these tonight, or do you want, is there some time period of the essence here or anything about?
You have 2 votes, right?
Right.
So you don't need to, whatever your.
Our normal
Pleasure
procedure is
is.
to nominate at one meeting and to elect at
That'll
another.
be fine.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, we don't have another workforce
Okay.
development board meeting until the end of February, so
Okay.
that'll be fine.
All right, thank you so much. Any other nominations?
I have a
Okay.
question.
Okay, yes, Jimmy, sorry.
David, what, I see names down here, representative of business, and you would think it's pretty self-explanatory, but what exactly do you have, when you're representing business, you have to,
It's like your business. It's not like working for the government. It'd be like you would be.
Private industry.
you have your own business, so we can take from this that most of the people in here that are representing business have their own business
No,
in some
like-
way or another.
Like Lee Caldwell, he's the human resources manager from Kelly Springfield.
Okay.
So it's Kelly Springfield. It's either they have their own business. Most of them are working for different people.
But it is a private
Right.
business,
Private
not a
would be
nonprofit.
not the government or-
Not the government, but
Right.
it is a privately held business.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Question, David, define other for me.
Other would be like Dallas Freeman, that's on the Board of Trustees of Fayetteville Technical Community College. He's retired educator, and he's also a veteran. And we thought within this community to have a veteran on the Workforce Development Board. And Richard Everett had been with social services for years. You actually reappointed him for additional when we were going through the FTCC, Cumberland County change and all that. And just to finish up his term, he's another. Any of the other ones,
Jody is a representative of government, but you got her as another. I don't have anything against Jody.
the librarian?
Mhm.
Yeah, she would be another. What do we have her as?
Other, that's what I'm saying. But you just said that you didn't want any representatives of government on there.
No, I'm saying that the business, Commissioner Keefe, you didn't want me to define that. It wouldn't be like a government
Okay, all right,
entity.
you're defining business then.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, nominations are closed. Thank you, David. Number 9, there are no appointments, so we do not do that.
Number 8, sir, the
Skip it
nomination,
8.
nominations
There's
to
still no
boards and
appointments.
committees.
Number 8, okay. Do I hear any nominations for the Animal Control Board?
We had,
I would nominate Ashley Haynes. She completed her first term and is eligible for reappointment.
Okay,
And
Ashley
she's
Haynes.
indicated she's willing to serve another term.
Okay, further nominations? Okay. To the Civic Center Commission, 1 vacancy. Commissioner Evans? I'm
Thank-
sorry. Commissioner Council,
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know who was for. I
Probably
don't,
the same one.
I'm
Probably,
seeing 4 nominations.
Okay,
Neil.
so
I'm
Sheba,
gonna
Yes.
recognize Commissioner Council.
okay, I'm gonna nominate, Sheba McNeil.
Sheba McNeil, are there further nominations? Yes. Okay, Mr. Keith?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to nominate Mr. Michael Fleischman for that position.
Okay, are there further nominations? Okay, if not, please turn your lights off, so don't confuse me.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
And this is just
You
for
can
like,
turn 'em- you can turn them off of there,
Yeah.
Mr. Fairclough.
okay,
There you
yeah,
go.
very good.
how long is the term? I guess there's only a little bit left in the term.
Yeah, there's only 1 year left in
Okay,
that
1
term.
year, okay.
It's just filling out that term, correct?
I'm sorry.
There's only 1 year, it's only finishing out the term of Mr. Robertson.
Correct.
This one is. Okay, so it's 1 year left.
Okay, nominations for the Joint Appearance Commission at this time. Don't see any lights, don't see any hands.
Oh, I have one.
The Joint Appearance Commission, you got some?
No, go ahead. Latara Ray.
That was the first light I saw, if you're ready.
Oh, yeah. I was just, has 1 vacancy, and the commission represents Lataria Ray to fill this vacancy.
Okay. Any further nominations? Seeing none, we'll move to number 9. There are no appointments to boards and committees. Ms. Cannon, number 10.
Closed session for economic development purposes.
Okay, board, what is your pleasure?
Move we go into closed session for economic
Is
development.
there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, in discussion? All in favor?
Unanimous?
Okay, the board will now go into closed session. All in favor?
We out of here.
Unanimous?
Second. Okay, moved and seconded, all in favor?
Unanimous?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.